All right, welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're doing something a little different. We're not digging into a huge report or a bunch of data. Instead, we're diving into something just as rich and, honestly, just as powerful. One single, absolutely critical chapter from Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. Yeah, we're about to unpack one of the most chilling confessions you'll ever find in a book.
And really, it all boils down to this one question. We're going to explore this through a super tense, emotional, and, let's be honest, a really weird meeting between two characters you just don't forget. The now-adult Pip and the reclusive, decaying Miss Havisham.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Pip, our main character, he's been called back to this creepy, decaying mansion, Satis House, a place that, holds a ton of painful memories for him. And who called him? None other than the woman who basically orchestrated all that pain, Miss Havisham.
So he gets there, and he finds her exactly where she always is, in her ragged wedding dress by the cold fireplace. But something's different this time. The book says there's this air of utter loneliness about her, and it's so powerful that Pip, the guy she tormented, actually feels sorry for her. And what's even crazier, she seems kind of scared of him. You can just feel it, right? The whole power dynamic between them is finally starting to flip.
But Pip isn't there to dredge up old wounds. No, he's there on a mission. He needs something from her. But, and this is key, it's not for him. It's to help out his best friend Herbert. So this whole thing, it kicks off as a business deal.
So, Pip lays it all out. He explains how he's been secretly bankrolling his friend Herbert's career, but now he's short on cash and can't finish what he started. And Miss Havisham, she just listens. And then, with zero emotion, she just cuts right to the chase.
And just listen to the words she uses. Complete the purchase. For her, everything is a transaction. She's not asking, "Oh, how's Herbert?" or, "Wow, that's so generous of you, Pip." Nope. She just wants to know the number. What's the price?
The number is 900 pounds. Now, you have to understand, in the 19th century, that is an insane amount of money. We're talking life-changing cash. And that number just hangs there in the room. It's like the final bill for his whole tortured history with her.
And this next part, it just shows you exactly how her mind works. She agrees to give him the money, like right away, but she frames it in a very particular way. See, she's not doing him a favor. She's not giving a gift. In her messed up view of the world, she is literally buying his peace of mind. It's a transaction to get him off her conscience.
So the money's handled, and then she completely changes the subject. She starts asking about his feelings. And you gotta wonder, right? Is she actually curious, or is this just her checking to see if her little experiment worked? To see if she made him as miserable as she is?
And Pip's answer here is so important. He's like, yeah, I'm not happy, but my problems, they've got nothing to do with you anymore. He's telling her, without saying it, that he has a whole other life now, with his own secrets and his own dramas, that has zero connection to this dusty, toxic house. He's finally broken free.
And I think that, hearing that she has no more power over him is what finally breaks her. The money part of the deal is over. Now comes the real payment. And this one isn't paid in cash. It's paid in guilt.
So as she's handing him the money, she just falls apart. She starts begging him to write "I forgive her" on a piece of paper after she's dead and gone. It's just this incredibly self-pitying request.
But Pip, he's not playing that game anymore. He doesn't make her wait for it. He just gives it to her, right there, in that moment, no strings attached. And he says he's doing it for himself too. He needs forgiveness in his own life so badly that he just can't afford to be bitter. And this genuine, immediate act of kindness, her brain just can't compute it. It completely shatters whatever walls she had left, and all that guilt she's been bottling up for decades just explodes out of her.
And that's when it all comes out. She confesses the thing that started it all, how she raised her adopted daughter, Estella. She tries to say her intention was good, to save Estella from the kind of heartbreak she went through. But even she has to admit what she actually did was monstrous. She didn't save Estella's heart. She stole it and put a piece of ice there instead.
And Pip, man, he just nails it. He speaks with this clarity you only get from real heartbreak, and he delivers the final, crushing verdict on her whole twisted project. He tells her it would have been better to just let Estella have a real heart, even if it got bruised or broken, because that's 1,000,000 times better than having a heart of ice that can't feel anything at all.
So, after this complete emotional breakdown, the doors open for the chapter's last big secret. Now that everything else is out in the open, Pip asks the one question that's been hanging over everything for years. Who is Estella? Like, for real?
And in this tiny, quiet voice, Miss Havisham finally tells him. And the story is so simple and so chilling. It's basically 3 steps: a request, an arrival, and a secret.
So here's the bombshell. Estella wasn't just adopted, she was basically an order placed with a lawyer, Mr. Jaggers. Miss Havisham didn't want a child to love, she wanted a tool, a weapon. So Jaggers brought her this little girl, maybe 2 or 3 years old, literally delivered while she was sleeping. A total blank slate that Miss Havisham could mold with all her own bitterness and hate. And the absolute cruelest part? Estella herself has no idea. She knows nothing about where she came from.
And that just brings us full circle, doesn't it? Miss Havisham told herself the story that she was saving Estella from a terrible fate. But in reality, by turning her into this cold, unfeeling person, she gave her a fate that was so much worse. It's just this incredibly powerful and really disturbing look at how the excuses we make for ourselves, the stories we tell ourselves to feel okay about what we're doing, can end up causing complete and utter ruin.